And I remember the officer searching through the cars. He said he wanted a search through the car. And I do remember him picking up one of the cans.
Oh my God.
And of course, I was nervous, but I couldn't show it.
Right. Welcome back, my peeps. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Left Turn Chronicles. And to our old subbies, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome to Left Turn Chronicles. Now, be sure to get caught up with the episodes because we're getting ready to jump into our next one. All right, so Phoenix, if you can just catch us up a little bit of what we spoke about the last time. Your stepmom or your dad's wife, and just a little bit of an introduction into how things started down that slippery slope for you, right?
Okay. Right. So the last time we spoke, my dad started dating this one person that I was not too fond of. Thought he was making a big mistake, which in the long run it turned out to be. But he was happy. He was happy, and I decided that I don't think I want to disturb his peace. I was not going to put him in a position where, you know, he had to choose or anything. So I decided to go overseas. Use that as an excuse to get away from the whole situation. So of course the whole plan was for me to go to school. And basically I was planning on hopefully coming back to Jamaica and getting a good job and all of that. But wherever it lead me, it would just lead me. I just wanted to get out of there. So went up, stayed with my aunt and my cousins. And this is in South Florida. Well, my people in Florida who know, down by Kendall. Yeah, and this is late. Yeah, you're right. Early 90s. About 89 to 90. Very early time. So anyway, started school. Ended up taking a trip with a friend and found out how lucrative that trip was. Made some money going up, driving from Florida to New York. Were involved in illegal activities, but it was profitable for me. So I was very interested, wanted more of it, wanted that fast cash. Yeah, just getting excited about the whole thing. So yeah, after, you know, I did make that first trip and all that, came back and I decided, okay, how can I go about, like, I would start learning. So I'd of course have to probably make a few more trips. And of course I'm the type of person where I'm looking to expand or to put myself in a better position. So my plan was to make some money off making a few of these trips and then eventually branch off on my own after learning all the tricks of the trade. So, and boy, was it a learning process. But luckily, I'm one of those they call a brave heart. I was young. I was just ready to take on the road and take any risk.
Now, were you afraid, like, knowing the risk, like if you go, what was the penalty at that time, like with the amount of drugs that you were carrying? What was the penalty?
Oh boy. a long prison time, and of course, deportation. Because at the time I was just on I had visitor's visa at first, and then of course as a student visa, and so of course you would be facing deportation, prison time, and deportation at that time. But to me, it I don't know. It just I decided that I was going to take the chance. And to be honest with you, back then it was much easier than it is now. They didn't have, this was before this whole campaign and everything about the war and drugs and all of that. It was a much easier time. Things got done easier. Yeah. Difficult, nothing like today. So anyway, I decided that this is what I wanted to take part in. So I'm as I said, there are many things that happen on many different trips. But I'm going to tell you my experience on one of them. Wherein because I started off small and just making small runs. I wasn't into any big thing, so I decided we were going to carry a small amount.
What is a small amount?
It was about 5 pounds of marijuana.
Okay.
5 pounds of weed from Florida up to New York.
Okay.
I decided, a friend of mine, this female friend, very good friend, decided that she would take the ride with me. I kind of asked her if she wanted to ride with me. Yeah, she knew I was up. I did not hide it from her. She knew. And she was like, okay.
What's this, friends? Give us an initial. We're kind of curious. We love it.
All right. I'm going to say TM.
TM, okay.
All right, TM, yeah. So, set out on a journey. Now, back then they had all of these things were new back then. Now it is old technology. But back then they had these cans. They used to sell them in the like the smoke shops. They had smoke shops in Florida. You could go and you could get all of your paraphernalia, your pipes and your cigars and all that stuff. So anyway, they sell these cans where you could hide your personal stash in.
Okay.
Right? The bottom of it is where like spray cans. So it was like whether hairspray or disinfectant spray, and the bottoms would screw out.
Oh, okay. That's clever.
So it was almost like a full can of say Lysol or a hairspray.
Yeah.
But it had a mini can in the top of the inside. So it could spray, but it was a mini can. You wouldn't get a lot of sprays out of it.
Okay.
But then the entire bottom was empty. And the bottom screw in. And you could not tell that it was. So you'd screw it in and you would crazy glue it and all that.
Okay.
So that is where we would push the weed in and carry it. So got these cans and tried it. I said, you know what? Especially carrying a female with me, can throw the hairsprays and stuff in the bag. So I said, okay, fine. So we headed out that afternoon and made it all the way up to, I think it was about Jacksonville. We got pulled over because I was speeding. But the cop basically, like, he had no interest in searching and digging up the car and all of that. And so anyway, we just got the tickets and left. So we're continuing on. It was getting later, and we were going through part of Georgia. Now, I really cannot remember the name of it, but I tell you this, real country part of Georgia, like like real redneck town.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw nothing. I remember it had a long bridge. I can't remember what the name it was. It had a long bridge. That bridge went on for like over a mile.
Wow.
Just long. And it felt like it was going over a lake or something. So anyway, flying on that bridge and not paying attention because the road was so smooth. We were alone on the road, not seeing any lights or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember as we fly off of the bridge and get back on the where the land meets the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I know out of the corner of my eye, I saw like a car hitched up in the bush. And I was like, oh my God, was that a cop?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, of course, shortly after that, I just saw the lights start flashing. So he actually turned onto the highway and come up without his lights on, and then he just started flashing his lights. I came there. So he said, why are we speeding? A bunch of questions. He said, take us out. But I tell you, it just seemed like I was with the right people, or the right person that was with me. Calm. The person was very calm, just like me and everything. No excitement, no nervousness, anything. And I remember the officer searching through the cars. He said he wanted a search through the car. And I do remember him picking up one of the cans.
Oh my God.
And of course, I was nervous, but I couldn't show it.
Right.
So pick up one of the cans and, move it. But he wasn't really like he was examining it. He just like picked it up and moved it. Then I remember he asked permission to search in our purse. Because this is things that we talk about before we hit the road. We said, don't deny them access, give them any, if they want to search, because it's only going to prolong things. They're only going to send for the dogs, they're only going to write. So anyway, did that. And I remember he took up another can in her purse. She had a big purse, big bag. And took up another can and put it on like he was taking out things out of the bag. So he took it out, put it on the top of the car, put down some other stuff. I think like wipes and some other stuff and stuff. But I think he was probably more looking for smaller amounts, like a bag of weed or a bag of something. Like he wasn't looking at the big objects. He was digging through, looking maybe for, I don't know, some kind of drug paraphernalia. Whether it be any kind of stuff, pipe or whatever. So anyway, he basically put back in everything. Then he said to me, okay, listen, this is how we do it in Georgia. So I said, what is it? He said, you have a choice. He said, you're speeding. And he said, this type of speed requires court. So you can either you can go to court tonight and pay the fine and be on your merry way, or you can spend the night in jail until you can come up with the money to pay the fine.
Wow. So
this is the first I'm hearing of this. But the guy said this is how they do it here. So anyway, I had some money on me. I asked him how much it would be, and he said something like $200 or $200 and something. I said, okay. So he said, follow me. And we drove into town. And we drove by this house, huge house. Look like them houses where you see on TV, like them Georgia houses, a big thing. So anyway, him go and him ring the doorbell. And I remember an old man came out in his robe. And he was like, sorry to disturb you, sir, but we have a court case. I realized that was a judge. That was a judge. So he was like, bring them in. And we went to some office to the left. And he sat down there in his robe and he doing paperwork and said, okay, $200 pay the fine. So I did that and they stamped he stamped the ticket and something else.
Mm-hmm.
And made a copy of my license also, I think, and all that. And then was like, okay. And he said to me, to find your way back to the highway. So I figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And that, but I'm telling you, this is the first I've ever experienced something like that. I never knew that they did night courts and all of that stuff.
Yep. Only done this because me never hear about night court anywhere else. But
yeah, man, right there in Georgia. So, of course, coming out, the first couple of states driving the speed limit. I didn't want to get stopped again. And go all the way up and reach New York. And once we reach into New York, that was, I feel happy now. Okay, reach.
Mm-hmm.
And up there, we had good connections. We had good people that would deal with all that. So we kind of did what we were doing pretty quick. Did a little shopping as usual, and turn around. And actually, what we did was we put back the cash right back into one of the containers, and decided,
How much cash did you get for £5?
Back then it was ranging anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 per pound, depending on the quality.
Okay.
That you'll get, and this is stuff that usually coming from Jamaica, so that is why it was a higher quality. So yeah, could easily get that back then. And I think I was getting about 1,500 because it was really good stuff. So about 7,500, somewhere around there. And but after expenses and everything, like I could safely probably walk away with 3,000-4,000 after paying back for it, because sometimes I'd get this, like if guys getting a good shipment and thing and they trust you, they will give you a small amount, especially if it's guys where from Jamaica or whatever. They'll say, all right, it's a 5 year, go and make some money and come back with it or whatever. So
okay,
this is how it kind of started off.
Okay.
So,
quick question for you. Now, when you met up with this person in New York, was it in an isolated area, or do you remember what the area was?